Imagine a town where everyone knows your name, where the biggest news of the day revolves around high school football games. This was Mansfield, Texas in 1995. Nestled just outside of Fort Worth, this quiet town of roughly 8,000 souls was the epitome of small-town America. Yet, even in such an idyllic setting, Mansfield was not immune to the growing problems that were creeping in from its larger neighbor. Gang-related incidents and drug crimes were slowly but surely starting to tarnish the peace and tranquility of this close-knit community. In the heart of this town there was a teenager named Adrianne Jessica Jones. A bright and beautiful 16-year-old, Adrianne was a beacon of hope and inspiration for many. Her dedication to her studies, her work ethic, her love for sports, and her kindness made her a beloved figure in Mansfield. But this tranquil town was about to be disrupted by a tragedy that would leave everyone in shock. In this serene town lived a remarkable young woman, Adrianne Jessica Jones. Adrianne was not just any teenager growing up in Mansfield in the mid-90s. She was a captivating presence, a spark of life in a town grappling with issues far beyond its peaceful facade. Adrianne was 16, a junior at Mansfield High School, and from the moment she set foot on campus she was loved. Her classmates admired her, drawn to her kind-hearted spirit and infectious enthusiasm. Teachers respected her dedication to her studies, her diligent work ethic, shining through in every assignment she tackled. But Adrianne wasn't just about books, she was a true all-rounder, a sports enthusiast. She was often seen on the field, her passion and competitive spirit driving her to excel. Whether it was kicking a soccer ball or running the track, Adrianne was always in the game. Her athletic prowess as impressive as her academic achievements. Yet it was her character, her persona, that left an indelible mark on those around her. Adrianne was a beacon of positivity, her smile a constant, her laughter infectious. She was the friend who would lend an ear when you needed to talk, the teammate who would lift your spirits when the game was not going your way. She was the student who would stay back to help clean the classroom, the daughter who would go the extra mile to make her parents proud. Adrianne's influence on her peers was profound. She was a role model, inspiring others with her dedication and spirit. Her zest for life was contagious, her resilience admirable. In many ways, she was an embodiment of the dreams and aspirations of Mansfield. A symbol of what the town's youth could achieve with the right attitude and hard work. But Adrianne was more than just a popular student or a talented athlete. She was a pillar of the community. A young woman whose life was intertwined with the very fabric of Mansfield. Her presence was felt everywhere, her absence unimaginable. Adrianne was a beacon of hope, an embodiment of the town's dreams and aspirations. However, the bright light that was Adrianne would soon be extinguished in the most horrifying way. As the calendar flipped to the final days of 1995, Adrianne's radiant spirit continued to touch the lives of those in Mansfield. Yet, in the midst of this joyful holiday season, a chilling wind of tragedy was about to sweep through the town. On a cold December morning, the unthinkable happened. Adrianne, the town's ray of sunshine, was nowhere to be found. Her absence was as stark as a winter's night, her laughter and cheer replaced with a deafening silence. The town held its breath, waiting for news, hoping for the best but fearing the worst. Days turned into weeks, and there was no sign of Adrianne. The usual bustle of Mansfield was replaced by a haunting quiet, the air heavy with the weight of uncertainty. The town that once sparkled with life was now shrouded in a cloak of dread. Then, the devastating news arrived. Adrianne's body was found in a desolate area just outside the city. She had been brutally murdered, her radiant life extinguished far too soon. The shocking discovery sent shockwaves through the community. The beacon of hope and joy that Adrianne represented had been snuffed out, leaving behind a void that nothing could fill. Her death was as baffling as it was heartbreaking. Who could do such a thing, and why? Adrianne was loved by all, a beacon of positivity in a world that often seemed filled with darkness. Her loss was not just a personal tragedy for her family and friends, but a collective heartbreak for the entire town. The news of Adrianne's death reverberated through the town like a somber bell tolling, a harsh reminder of the fragility of life. Mansfield, the once quiet and peaceful town, was now a place marked by tragedy. The loss of Adrianne was a wound that would never fully heal, a scar forever etched into the heart of the community. The town was left reeling, their beacon of hope extinguished. As the news of Adrianne's death spread, the Mansfield Police Department swung into action. The quiet town of Mansfield, Texas was in shock. The horrific news of Adrianne's untimely death had left the community in disbelief, and the local law enforcement was under immense pressure to bring the culprits to justice. In the initial stages of the investigation, detectives meticulously combed through the crime scene, gathering as much evidence as they could. Every piece of information, no matter how small, could prove critical in solving this heartbreaking case. The area was cordoned off, and a team of forensic experts was brought in to conduct a thorough examination. Every fiber, every fingerprint, and every drop of blood was scrutinized for potential leads. As they dug deeper into the case, detectives began to compile a list of potential suspects. Given Adrianne's popularity and her seemingly unblemished reputation, the task was daunting. Investigators had to explore every avenue, question every acquaintance, and analyze every interaction Adrianne had in the days leading up to her tragic demise. In this process, the law enforcement officers found themselves delving into the personal lives of Adrianne's friends, family, and even her schoolmates. They were looking for any signs of discord, any hint of resentment or conflict that could potentially shed light on the motive behind this brutal act. The investigators left no stone unturned. They also closely examined the physical evidence found at the scene, the items found near Adrianne's body, the state of her clothing, and the nature of her injuries were all clues that could potentially point towards the killer. Forensic experts were working around the clock to analyze this evidence, hoping that it would lead them to the person responsible for this heinous crime. But the investigation was far from over. As the detectives delved deeper into the case, they stumbled upon a trail of evidence that would eventually lead them to the truth. The investigation was far from over, and the truth was even more shocking than anyone could have anticipated. The truth, when revealed, sent shockwaves through the community. The investigation into Adrianne Jones's untimely death had taken an unforeseen turn, leaving everyone aghast. The chilling details, as they emerged, painted a picture of betrayal and obsession that was hard to comprehend. Adrianne's murderers were not hardened criminals, but two teenagers from her own school, David Graham and Diane Zamora, a seemingly innocent high school couple who hid dark secrets behind their youthful facades. Their motive, a twisted pact of love and jealousy. The revelation was as astonishing as it was horrifying. David had confessed to a brief encounter with Adrianne, a lapse that filled Diane with such jealousy that she demanded a morbid proof of David's loyalty, the life of Adrianne Jones. The couple, bound by an unholy pact, carried out the heinous act together, their shared secret binding them closer in a grotesque parody of love. It was this very bond, however, that led to their downfall. Unable to bear the weight of their secret, Diane confessed their crime to a Naval Academy roommate. Her confession set off a chain of events that led investigators right to the perpetrators. The trail of evidence was damning. David's confession to the police, coupled with physical evidence and corroborating testimonies, left no room for doubt. The young couple, once the epitome of high school romance, were now exposed as cold-blooded killers. Their twisted love story ended not with a happily ever after, but with life sentences in prison. The revelation shook the community to its core. The thought that such darkness could exist in their midst, in the hearts of two seemingly normal teenagers, was a chilling reminder of the depths to which human nature can sink. Justice was served, but it would never bring back Adrianne. The story of Adrianne Jones serves as a tragic reminder of the dangers of unchecked obsession and the devastating consequences it can have. Her memory lives on, a stark symbol of a life cut short and a community forever altered by the shockwaves of a horrifying crime. The aftermath of Adrianne's murder was felt deeply throughout Mansfield and beyond. This small town, once a haven of tranquility, was now steeped in a chilling silence. The crime shocked the community, casting a shadow over the town that had once been lit by Adrianne's vibrant spirit. The impact was immediate and profound. Parents held their children a little tighter, doors were locked that had previously been left open, and trust was replaced with suspicion. The sense of security that had once defined Mansfield was shattered, replaced with a palpable fear. Yet, in the face of such a tragedy, the community rallied together. Memorials were held, and Adrianne's name lived on in the hearts of those who knew her. The schools initiated programs to help students cope with their loss and to ensure their safety. Today, the case of Adrianne Jones still resonates. It's a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk in the most unsuspecting of places. Adrianne's story serves as a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk in the most unsuspecting of places.